Welcome to Trending Unpacked, the podcast where we explored what the world is talking about one trend at a time.
And today, oh boy, we are wading into something you almost can't avoid online, especially, around New Year's or just before summer hits. We're talking about body tea. It's everywhere.
That's right. You might see it called detox tea, slimming tea, maybe flat tummy tea.
Yeah.
It feels like it's always there, always popping back up with this intense marketing push.
And often just as much controversy following it.
Exactly. So our goal today really is to unpack this. We want to get past the glossy Instagram posts and the celebrity shout-outs. We're going to look at what body tea actually is, what's in it, how does it supposedly work.
And crucially, why does it keep going viral? Despite all the warnings we hear sometimes, we need to understand the marketing, the whole influencer thing behind it.
Right. And compare that to what actual health professionals are saying. What's the science versus the sales pitch?
We've gathered quite a bit of information looking at its history, the ingredients, the marketing angles, and the cultural side of why it's so persistent.
Okay, let's get into it then. So for anyone maybe living under a rock or just successfully avoiding certain algorithms, let's start simple. What is body tea, fundamentally? What's the promise?
Well, at its core, body tea is basically a category of herbal infusions. The marketing, and this is key, sells it as this natural, easy way to detoxify your body.
Detoxify. That word carries a lot of weight.
It really does. And beyond detox, the big promises are usually promoting weight loss, sometimes quite dramatic weight loss, and improving digestion, like reducing bloat fast.
And the names seem to hit different angles, right? Detox, slimming, flat tummy.
Exactly. It's smart marketing, in a way. Detox tea appeals to that feeling of needing a cleanse, maybe after the holidays, like you said. Slimming tea targets that longer-term desire for weight change. And flat tummy tea, well, that's all about the immediate visible result. Less bloating right now.
So they're sort of casting a wide net.
A very wide net, but often with essentially the same core product inside the fancy packaging.
Okay, and what specific claims do these brands make to justify, often a pretty high price tag?
Oh, the claims are bold. They talk about full systemic detoxification, like flushing out unspecified toxins. They claim it boosts your metabolism so you burn fat faster.
Right.
And the big one, significant and rapid weight loss. That speed is often emphasized.
The whole appeal seems to be maximum results for, minimum effort. Just drink the tea.
That's the fantasy, isn't it? The ultimate quick fix. Just add hot water and, your problems melt away, which never really happens, but
it's a compelling story.
Incredibly compelling. And that's why we have to look beyond the story, beyond the branding, and ask, okay, what's actually in these teas? What ingredients are supposedly doing all this work?
Right. What's the functional part of the product? What do the sources say we typically find in these blends?
Okay, so our sources point to a few common players. You'll often find things like green tea extract, which gets marketed for a maybe slight metabolism effect.
Slight being the operative word there, I imagine.
Very slight, yes. And things like dandelion, which can be a mild diuretic, meaning it makes you pee more, so you lose a bit of water weight.
Okay.
But the real engine, the ingredient that shows up again and again and is responsible for the most noticeable, immediate effects, that's senna.
Senna. I've heard of that. Isn't it a laxative?
Bingo. It's not just a laxative, it's a potent stimulant laxative. And our sources are really clear on this. That's the key mechanism.
So the detox, the cleansing, the flat tummy.
Yeah.
It's primarily driven by stimulating bowel movements.
Overwhelmingly, yes. The tea is basically designed to make you go to the bathroom a lot and forcefully.
Okay, can you break down how senna actually does that? Biologically?
Sure. Senna has these active compounds, senosides. When you drink the tea, bacteria in your colon break these down. And the resulting compounds directly stimulate the nerve endings in the wall of your colon. This makes the muscles contract much more intensely and frequently than they normally would.
Wow.
Plus, these compounds also stop your colon from reabsorbing water as efficiently. So you get these strong contractions pushing waste through faster, combined with more water staying in the bowel.
Which leads to rapid elimination.
Exactly. Rapid, often urgent elimination. So when someone drinks the tea and feels cleansed or sees their stomach look flatter shortly after.
So they're feeling the effects of a stimulant laxative.
Precisely. It's a purgative effect. It clears out the digestive tract, and importantly, you lose a significant amount of water weight temporarily.
And that temporary water weight loss, that visible reduction in bloating, feels like success. It feels like the tea is working.
Psychologically, it's incredibly reinforcing. You see a quick change, you feel lighter, maybe the scale drops a pound or two overnight, you think, wow, this stuff works.
Even though it's not actual fat loss.
Not at all. It's water and digestive contents. It's temporary. But that immediate feedback loop is powerful.
And probably very profitable for the companies.
Yeah.
Senna itself isn't exactly exotic or expensive, is it?
Not at all. Dried senna leaf is incredibly cheap. But you mix it with some flavoring, maybe some green tea, put it in a beautiful box, call it a wellness secret.
And charge a premium.
Exactly. The profit margin is huge. And that massive margin is what funds the relentless marketing, especially the next piece of the puzzle, celebrity endorsements.
Right. You really can't talk about body tea without talking about influencers and celebrities. This didn't just spring up on TikTok recently, did it?
Oh, no. This trend has deep roots. Our sources trace its big initial surge back to the early 2010s.
Kind of the dawn of the modern influencer age.
Absolutely. That's when platforms like Instagram were really taking off, creating this whole economy around aspiration and image.
And who was pushing it back then?
The sources point squarely at high-profile celebrities, especially figures known for their physique. Think the Kardashians, prominent Instagram models.
The big names.
The biggest names. And they weren't just, casually sipping it. They were actively promoting it, posing with the product, the branded mug, the mirror selfie.
Creating that visual link. I look like this. And maybe it's partly because I drink this tea.
Exactly. It gave the products instant credibility and desirability, even if, their actual physique was the result of intense diets, trainers, maybe surgery.
Doesn't matter. The association is made. The tea becomes the perceived shortcut.
And that initial celebrity push was crucial. It took body tea from maybe a niche herbal product to a mainstream global phenomenon. It established the visual language, the marketing playbook.
And that playbook is still running today, just amplified by new platforms.
Exponentially amplified. That early celebrity seeding laid the groundwork, making it possible for the trend to just explode again and again every time wellness season rolls around. It basically created the blueprint for monetizing body image anxiety online. Hashtag internet theories and cultural interpretations.
Which brings us neatly to now. Despite being around for, over a decade, it feels like body tea is constantly having a resurgence. How are platforms like TikTok changing the game?
Well, TikTok and Instagram Reels are almost perfectly designed for this kind of product. Short, visual, high-impact videos.
Perfect for a quick before and after.
Exactly. You can show a seemingly dramatic transformation in 15 seconds. The laxative effect provides that quick, visible change, the reduced bloating that looks amazing on camera, even if it's temporary.
And the timing always seems impeccable. It's not random, is it?
Oh, not at all. It's highly seasonal, highly strategic. You see massive pushes during New Year, New You season. Everyone's feeling sluggish, wanting a reset. Bam. Body tea ads everywhere. Then again, before summer, the whole summer body challenge pressure. They target those moments of peak body anxiety.
They know when people are most vulnerable to that quick fix promise.
Absolutely. And the visual proof, even if it's easily manipulated, is incredibly powerful on these platforms.
Yeah, talk about those before and afters. You see them, and even if part of your brain is skeptical, another part is thinking.
Wow, right. You see someone looking noticeably less bloated, maybe claiming they lost inches in a week. Intellectually, you might know it could be lighting, posture, sucking in, plus the temporary laxative effect.
But the visual hits you.
It hits you hard. It bypasses critical thinking sometimes. It plants that seed. What if it could work that fast for me? And you see it over and over again in your feed.
Okay, stepping back a bit, what does the enduring popularity of this stuff tell us about, our culture right now? It feels bigger than just tea.
It really is. Our sources suggest it's a perfect reflection of what some call the quick fix culture. We're obsessed with instant results, shortcuts.
Impatient.
Deeply impatient. We want the outcome, the weight loss, the flat stomach, the feeling of being clean without necessarily wanting to do the slow, consistent, sometimes boring work of actual lifestyle change.
Like changing your diet long-term or exercising regularly.
Exactly. Body tea promises the result of discipline without demanding the discipline itself. It feels easy, just drink this. It's like buying a psychological shortcut.
And that desire for a shortcut fuels the whole engine behind it, right? The influencer economy.
Totally. This trend is fundamentally bankrolled by influencer and celebrity marketing. Brands pay enormous amounts of money for sponsored posts.
Because it works. That endorsement lends instant legitimacy.
Passive legitimacy. Someone you admire or even just find relatable posts about it, suddenly it seems credible, desirable, and the cycle feeds itself.
How so?
Well, the celebrity post drives sales. Those sales fund more celebrity posts, but also Regular people buy it, maybe post a picture holding the box.
And they become micro-influencers themselves.
Exactly. They spread the trend within their own circles. It creates this organic-looking buzz. Even though it originated from paid promotion, it's a really effective, self-sustaining loop.
Wow. Okay, beyond the marketing, there's also a psychological pull, isn't there? Like
Mhm.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh, definitely. That's a huge driver. You see challenges like a 7-day body tea challenge. Everyone seems to be doing it, posting their temporary results.
And you feel like you need to join in.
Right. There's that nagging thought, what if this is the thing that finally works? Or everyone else is getting these results, I don't want to be left behind. It taps into that desire to be part of the group, part of the secret.
Even if the secret is just, well, a laxative.
Even then, the social pressure, the aspirational marketing, it can be stronger than the rational understanding of the ingredients sometimes.
And this whole situation highlights a real tension, doesn't it? Between that persuasive wellness branding and actual medical science.
A huge tension. The branding is brilliant, you have to admit. Words like natural, herbal, ancient wisdom, detox, they all sound so positive, so safe, so holistic.
Taps into that desire for gentler solutions, maybe skepticism towards chemicals or pharmaceuticals.
Precisely. It positions itself as this gentle, natural alternative. Like, why use harsh methods when you can just drink this lovely herbal tea?
But the lovely herbal tea contains a potent drug, essentially.
Exactly. Senna is a drug, a stimulant laxative. And that's where the conflict lies. The wellness branding creates this halo of safety and benefit, while the actual functional ingredient carries known medical risks, especially with overuse. The marketing story often just completely overshadows the scientific reality.
Okay, this feels like the most critical part. We need to move past the Instagram filters and talk about the biological reality. Our sources consistently show health professionals raising red flags.
Yeah, the contrast is stark. On one side, you have the enthusiastic marketing and influencer testimonials. On the other, you have very clear, consistent warnings from doctors and dietitians.
About the ingredients, specifically Sana.
Mostly about the stimulant laxatives, yeah. They point to specific documented health risks, especially if people are using these teas regularly or in high concentrations, which the challenges often encourage.
Let's get specific about those risks. What are the main concerns?
Okay, the sources highlight several major ones. First, and maybe most obviously, is dehydration.
Because you're losing so much fluid through the bowel.
Exactly. That rapid forced fluid loss can easily lead to dehydration. And dehydration isn't just about feeling thirsty. It can cause dizziness, fatigue, headaches.
And it's linked to electrolyte imbalances, right? Can you explain that? Why is that dangerous?
Right. Electrolytes are minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium. They carry electrical charges and are vital for everything from nerve signals to muscle contractions, including your heart muscle.
Okay.
When you lose large amounts of fluid rapidly via the gut, you flush out these essential electrolytes. Losing potassium in particular can be really dangerous. It can affect your heart rhythm, cause muscle weakness or cramps, and mess with nerve function.
So not a minor side effect. This can be medically serious.
It absolutely can be. You're essentially forcing your body to expel fluids and vital minerals way too quickly.
Okay, what's the next major risk?
The second big one is nutrient loss, or more accurately, malabsorption.
Because things are moving through too fast.
Precisely. Your intestines need time to absorb nutrients from your food. If a strong laxative is speeding everything through unnaturally fast, your body doesn't get the chance to pull out all the vitamins and minerals it needs.
Are there specific nutrients that are particularly affected?
Yeah, especially the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. They need more time and rely on normal fat absorption processes in the gut. If transit time is constantly accelerated,
You could become deficient.
you could, even if you're eating a healthy diet otherwise. And those vitamins are crucial for bone health, immune function, vision, blood clotting. It can lead to serious deficiencies over time.
Wow. Okay. Dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, nutrient malabsorption. What's the third main risk area?
The third relates more to long-term habits and dependency. It's the promotion of unhealthy weight practices and the risk of laxative dependency.
How does that work?
Well, relying on a laxative for weight control creates a really damaging cycle, both psychologically and physically. Physically, chronic use of stimulant laxatives can actually damage the nerves in the colon.
Damage them.
Yeah, it can lead to something called lazy bowel syndrome, where your colon basically forgets how to work properly on its own and becomes dependent on the stimulant just to function.
That sounds awful.
It is. And psychologically, the person sees the scale drop temporarily, thinks they found a magic bullet, and keeps relying on the tea instead of building sustainable habits like healthy eating and exercise.
So it reinforces that quick fix mentality.
Totally. It creates this illusion that weight management can come from a box rather than from consistent effort. It sets people up for yo-yo dieting, potential dependency, and just a really unhealthy relationship with their body and food.
And underlying all of this is that core claim: detoxification. We really need to tackle that head on. What's the biological reality?
This is probably the biggest myth the industry relies on. The science is incredibly clear. Your body already has a highly effective built-in detoxification system.
Liver and kidneys.
Exactly. Your liver and kidneys work 247 filtering waste products, metabolizing substances, and eliminating them from your body. They are sophisticated, powerful organs. You do not need a tea to detox.
So that feeling of being cleansed after drinking the tea is what exactly?
It's the feeling of your digestive tract being forcefully emptied by a laxative. That's it. The weight loss is water and waste, not toxins being flushed out or fat being burned.
And it's temporary.
Completely temporary. As soon as you stop the tea and rehydrate, the weight comes right back. It has zero impact on actual body fat or the body's natural detox processes.
That distinction is so important. Temporary artificial change versus real sustainable health.
And when you look at the bigger picture, the fact that body tea remains so popular year after year tells us something significant about how we approach health now.
What does it reveal, do you think?
It reveals, I think, a really strong cultural tendency to grasp for expensive, quick fix products instead of engaging with the, let's face it, sometimes difficult and slow process of fundamental lifestyle change.
And a willingness to trust marketing over medical advice.
A huge willingness, especially when that marketing comes wrapped in aspirational imagery and delivered by relatable influencers or celebrities. It shows how easily persuasive branding can overshadow scientific evidence in the wellness space.
It's almost like the volume and repetition of the marketing message drowns out the quieter voice of caution.
I think that's a great way to put it, which is why our main takeaway really has to be about critical thinking. When you, the listener, encounter these kinds of health products promising the moon.
Especially when the marketing relies heavily on influencers and vague claims.
You have to pause. You have to look past the pretty packaging and ask, what are the actual ingredients? What is the mechanism here? Is there any real evidence, or is it just marketing hype? Body tea is like the perfect case study for this.
Yeah. The cost isn't just the money for the tea. It's potentially your hydration, your nutrient levels, and maybe fostering an unhealthy approach to weight and body image.
Exactly. The trend thrives not because it's biologically effective, but because it taps into powerful psychological drivers, FOMO, the desire for instant results, insecurity amplified by a massive marketing machine.
A really fascinating and slightly sobering look at a trend that just won't quit.
Yeah.
Hashtag tag outro. So just to quickly recap what we've unpacked today. Body tea, under its various names, is a hugely popular trend, really pushed by celebrity and influencer culture, playing right into our desire for quick fixes.
It promises detox and weight loss, but its main effect comes from ingredients like senna, a strong stimulant laxative.
And while the marketing makes it look appealing and easy, medical professionals consistently warn about real risks: dehydration, losing vital electrolytes, nutrient malabsorption, and potential long-term gut issues.
Right. Those immediate slimming effects, they're temporary water and waste loss, not actual fat reduction or detoxification, which your body handles on its own anyway.
So it leaves us with a pretty important question to think about, doesn't it? When we see products like this, with known risks, being heavily promoted by people with huge platforms, what does that say about the ethics of health and wellness marketing today?
Yeah. What responsibility lies where? With the influencer, the platform, us as consumers. It's definitely something to keep in mind next time you're scrolling, especially when those reset season ads start popping up.
Definitely food for thought. Thank you for joining us as we unpack the body tea phenomena.
Next time, we're switching gears completely. We'll be tackling a really contentious issue heating up in schools and families: the growing debate around banning phones in schools.
We hope you'll join us then.